indication.
Really? How many people do that? You mean they moved out and then they said, "Ah, the hell with it, I'll move back in"? You know, it doesn't sound like a very normal. You mean they moved out and what? They missed it so much that they wanted to move back in? Yeah, it's crazy.
Well, and
so much that they wanted to move back in. Yeah.
Why attack Sanders? Why? You're getting nervous, man. Calm down. It's okay.
I am not up to the job. And I mean that sincerely. It's not like, whoa.
Others a shit fuck, you know, cringe tour, etc., etc.
$7 million for reef fish management, $25 million to combat Asian carp, $2.5 million to count the number of amberjack fish in the Gulf of Mexico.
Early in the morning, they went to the table with the black robe, the black shield, and they pulled out the vote.
$7 million for reef fish management, $25 million to combat Asian carp.
And Corn Pop was a bad dude. And he ran a bunch of bad boys. And I did, and back in those days, to show how things had changed, one of the things they had to use, if you used pomade in your hair, you had to wear a baby cap. And so he was up on the board, wouldn't listen to me. I said, "Hey, Esther, you, off the board. I'll come up and drag you off." Well, he came off, and he said, "I'll meet you outside." My car, these were all public housing behind it. My car, there was a gate out here. I parked my car outside the gate. And he said, "I'll be waiting for you." He was waiting for 3 guys in straight racing. Not a joke. There's a guy named Bill Wright, Mouse, the only white guy, and he did all the pools. He was the mechanic. And I said, what am I going to do? He said, come down here in the basement where mechanics, where all the pool builder is. You know the chain? There used to be a chain that went across the deep end. And he cut off the 6-foot length of chain. He pulled up, he said, you walk out with that chain. And you walk to the car and say, you may cut me, man, but I'm going to wrap this chain around your head. I said, you're kidding me. He said, no, if you don't come back. And he was right. So I walked out with the chain. And I walked up to my car. And those days used to remember the straight razors. You'd bang them on the curb, get them rusty, put them in a rain barrel, get them rusty. And I looked at him, but I was smart then. I said, first of all, I said, when I tell you get off the board, you get off the board, and I'll kick you out again, but I shouldn't have called you, Esther Williams. I apologize for that. I apologize, but I didn't know that apology was going to work. He said, you apologize to me? I said, I apologize for that, not for throwing you out, but I apologize for what I said. He said, okay, he closed the straight razor, and my heart began to beat again.
It is time for us to do what we have been doing, and that time is every day. Every day it is time for us to agree.
And then they have cans of soup. And they throw the cans of soup. That's better than a brick because you can't throw a brick, it's too heavy. With a can of soup, you can really put some power in it. And then when they get caught, they say, no, this is soup from my family. They're selling the soup. This is soup from my family. It's incredible. And you have people coming over with bags of soup, big bags of soup, and they lay it on the ground, and the anarchists take it, and they start throwing it at our cops, at our police. And if it hits you, that's worse than a brick, because it's got force. It's the perfect size. It's like made perfect. And when they get caught, they say, no, this is just soup from my family. And then the media says, this is just soup. These people are very, very innocent. They're innocent people.
I don't know who created Pokemon Go, but I try to figure out how we get them to have Pokemon go to the polls. I don't know who created
I'll kiss every guy, man and woman, man and woman. Look at that guy, how handsome he is. I'll kiss him. So the first time I ever heard of Black Lives Matter, they were chanting, pigs in a blanket, talking about police. Pigs, talking about our police. Pigs in a blanket, fry them like bacon.
Republican Party, and we do.
I eat extra sharp, that's what I eat.
Hello, users, and welcome to another episodic showcase of a showgram. Today what is today? Can someone remind me? I seem to have forgotten what the day is. I don't know. I can't, I'm trying to remember. I'm trying, I can't quite figure it out. Does anyone know? Does anyone know? Has anyone got any idea what day it is? Anyone? Hello? Yeah! It's the weekend. This is the weekend show today. We got a weekend show today, so that's what we're doing. We got a show, and it's the weekend show. And so I'm here on the weekend because it's Friday on the weekend program. Hello. It's Friday, folks. What a day. I know a lot of people are thinking to themselves, oh no, here we go again. Oh no, here we go. It's happening. I got myself a covfefe. And I just woke up about 30 minutes ago. And this is my coffee. I haven't had any coffee. Please bear with me. Please bear with me. And, so, you know, I'm trying my best here. You know, just doing my best to survive. Just trying to live my life, you know what I'm saying? So, anyway, it's the weekend. So, we're here surviving, trying to live our lives, today. That's the day that we're trying to live our lives on today, because today is the weekend. And, so anyway. We got a show going on. Look at this, like, strand of hair. Look at this. This is like, whoa. How did that happen? Like, where did this come from? Like, get back up here. Go. Got a show going on today, folks. I am high as a motherfucker. So please bear with me. I'm trying to get back into the real world. I don't even know if I'm in the real world. I gotta have fucking glasses. Got a show going on today. Not tomorrow. Well, I mean, yes, there's going to be a show going on tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be episode 1600. 1600 motherfuckers. Can you believe that shit? Wow. We got Graz Naya in the chat. Do I know you? If not, hello and good morning. I'm gonna like sneeze at any moment. I'm gonna sneeze. Wait. Okay, it's gone. This is in fact the Letterhack shirt. If Letterhack tweets it out, I will link the tweet. No, but thanks for the shout out. Okay. Well, I don't recognize your username. I'm sorry. Maybe I'm stupid. Maybe I've just offended you. And now they're gonna be like, "Oh, this fucking bitch doesn't even remember me." It's all over. Speaking of it's all over, y'all motherfuckers, I swear to God, you gotta watch Cooking with the Bitch. What the fuck? What the fuck? You think I do this shit for free? Well, I do. Cooking with the Bitch. Watch the goddamn program. You motherfuckers are like, oh, I've already seen you cook noodles before. Oh. Watch the goddamn fucking You think I do this shit as like a charity case? Hell no. Hell no. I do this shit so that I can get all those great likes. In fact, I'm going to like my own video. Check that out. Because it's lacking. Only 20 likes in this on this video. Can you believe that shit? Can you believe that shit? You selfish little pricks. Let me tell you, we got some selfish little fuckface pricks watching the Above It All show right now. These motherfuckers are like, oh, I can just live my life watching the Above It All show and not cooking with the bitch. Nah, 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 nah. You fucking little fuckers. So anyway, go like the show. Go watch the show. More importantly, don't like it without watching it. And don't watch it without liking it. And leave a comment. Next Wednesday, it's going to be episode 20 of the Cooking with the Bitch program. So, there you go. Did the Roe v. Wade thing just happen? Is it official? Did Roe v. Wade get overturned for the 15th time in the last, 2 weeks? There's Letterhack's tweet. Check it out. It's officially official. It's so official that it's going to make the fish die? Anyway, I guess I'll talk about that. I was going to talk about the fucking New York thing, but I guess that's old news. Am I right, people? It's old news. You know, yesterday, who cares what happened yesterday? Let's talk about what's happening now. God, what a world. What a world. Can talk about both. Oh shit, that's true. Alright, so I'm really high, but I guess we'll launch into the news. Bear dies after getting trapped in a hot car while searching for food in Tennessee. Folks, the other day on my show, I covered a 5-year-old dying in a hot car. 5-year-old dying in a hot car. And now the epidemic is spreading, folks. Even the bears are dying. A black bear in Tennessee died after it got into an unlocked car in search of food, the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency said Thursday in a news release. Is about 30 miles from Knoxville in eastern Tennessee, just north of the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. The owner of the vehicle, parked at a rental cabin, found the bear inside the car at 6:45 p.m. on Wednesday. The car owner said they'd left the cabin in a different vehicle 10 a.m. that morning. Officials believe the bear was able to open the unlocked car with its teeth or paws and became trapped after the door shut. The bear seemed to be reaching for an empty soda can and a food wrapper on the floor, the release added. We believe that the heat likely killed the bear, as outside temperatures exceeding 95 degrees Fahrenheit yesterday, meaning the vehicle's interior probably reached over 140 degrees, the research said. The release said, the agency said the people should lock their car doors, roll up their windows, and never leave food or anything that smells like food inside. Bears have a sense of smell that's 7 times stronger than that of a bloodhound. I got a bloodhound around here. He's not much of a bloodhound in the breed sense, but this is a hound that loves blood. Max, where the hell are you? Oh, there you are. He's a hound. That's all I know. This week, dangerous heat has settled into the south, with heat alerts continuing for over 40 million people. Okay, ready. We're killing bears! What the fuck? I don't know about y'all, but I like bears. Now, I've never seen a bear. But also, I know not to fuck with the bear's habitat. Haven't we done enough to this planet? Like, bears only have, like, a couple places where they can live, and we need to go there with our little camping tools, and... No, motherfucker. That's the bear's home. I stay away from the bear's home. I don't camp. As a human being, I feel like we've done enough. We've done enough. I don't want to go into these cabins and these, like... This is the bear's territory. I'm staying home. Humans have, like, 98% of the country's land. Let the bears have some fucking space for once in a goddamn fuck. Now we're killing bears. That's unfortunate. So I'd like to have a prayer. Everyone get around. Gather around. We gotta pray for the bear. I don't know why we're praying for the bear, because the bear's already dead. But we're gonna pray anyway, okay? By the way, did you know that over 50% of Americans actually pray on a daily basis? Like, they believe this. Like, they do this, and they think that it's actually going to do anything. Over 50%. I think the number was like 60-something. That's fucking insane. Anyway. So, that bear's dead. What do we got? What do we got next? We got something. What today? 24th. It's the 24th of June? Are you joking? Oh. It's the 24th of June. Alright, goddamn hot cars. What's this shit going on with hot cars? Like, back in my day, they were called Hot Wheels. Did they change their name? Did they lose a lawsuit? Why is everyone calling these things hot cars now? Y'all ever play Hot Wheels on PS1? I have. Don't make noises like that for free? Like what? I don't even remember what happened. I got short-term memory loss. All right. Let's read from CNBC. I wonder what CNBC has to say. What do you think CNBC's perspective is? Let's find out. Supreme Court overturns Roe v. Wade, ending 50 years of federal abortion rights. I feel like I've made this video like 60 times. Like, I genuinely do. Like, every step of the way, there's always been, like, every step of the way, motherfuckers are like, nah, no. Every step of the way. Like, when the draft leak came out, there were motherfuckers that were like, no, they're not going to do that. They would never. Oh. Anyway, so Roe v. Wade has permitted abortions during the first 2 trimesters of pregnancy in the U.S. since 1973. Almost half the states are expected to outlaw or severely restrict abortion as a result of the Supreme Court's decision. Roe was overturned in the court's ruling on Dobbs v. Jackson's Women's Health Organization. I'm going to read more of this in a moment here. But of course, this is what happens. Now, I don't mean to make everything about how Democrats are fucking pieces of shit, but this is what happens when Democrats spend no time at all talking about the Supreme Court, and Republicans spend 40 years talking about the Supreme Court. Like, this is what happened. Like, if you're in a Democratic, like, family situation or friend bubble, like, when was the first time any one of your friends started talking about the Supreme Court? Because, like, no one does that shit. Like, in the right wing, these motherfuckers are like, oh, the Supreme Court, they're gonna save the babies. Like, this has been a mission on the right for 40 fucking years, 50 years. Like, these motherfuckers are insane. And again, like, also, let's keep in mind, who are these conservative justices? Well, one of them tried to overthrow the government on January 6th, or at least, you know, their wife did, and they covered for their wife, gave aid and comfort to those engaging in an insurrection, but they're still holding office for whatever reason. But tell me, who appointed these Supreme Court justices? By the way, why don't we just have direct democracy and vote for justices? Why aren't they on the ballot? Like, whatever the nearest midterm election is, that would solve the problem, but whatever. Right, it was George W. Bush who lost an election, and it was Donald Trump who lost an election. Right, so the majority of these Supreme Court justices were put on the bench by people that lost elections. And yet they became president anyway. Oh, the Electoral College, right? And then, also remind me, who confirms these justices? The Senate! Right? The Senate! But, tell me again, what's the delta between, the Senate is 50-50 right now, Democrat, Republican. What is the delta in votes cast for each party? Last time I checked, it's around 40 million. So, okay, you're telling me we have a Supreme Court comprised mostly of people nominated by presidents who lost election and confirmed by a Senate where 40 million less people voted for the party that confirmed them? And motherfuckers are going to go out there and be like, oh, democracy! Democracy! I'm telling y'all, motherfucker, we are living in fascist land. Democrats don't care. We have these dumb motherfuckers. Have you ever seen a Supreme Court justice? Hold the phone. Let me get you a photo of these fucking morons. Hold the phone. Let me show you what these fuckers like look like. Okay, look at this shit. So you ever see these motherfuckers like look at this? You ever see this shit? They like this is their work outfit. They're dressing in like a giant Snuggie. Like, this is like a bed sheet that they wear, right? Like, a couple of them have some ties underneath, right? But what the fuck is this shit? And why is Stephen Breyer laughing? What the fuck? Like, who dresses like this? Like, I mean, I'm serious, though. Like, who dresses, like, and we're listening to these guys? Oh, yeah, the guy that walks around wearing a black bed sheet. I'm going to take his opinion on the Constitution very seriously. Like, I'm just like, what? What? Like, look at Clarence Thomas. This motherfucker drags his Snuggie on the floor when he walks. Like, I'm serious, man. What kind of stupid fucking society sees these motherfuckers, these old, out-of-touch, stupid motherfuckers, literally, like, old, not that old, old, born and raised in a cult. Like, and we're like, oh yeah, I take them seriously. What? I'm sorry, but I just like, why does anyone care about these people? Oh, the Supreme Court is like a 15% approval rating? And what are you going to do about it? Nothing, of course, because this country doesn't care. Supreme Court in a 6-3 decision on Friday, that's today, overturned Roe v. Wade, the landmark ruling that established the constitutional right to an abortion in the U.S. in 1973. The court's controversial but expected ruling gives individual states the power to set their own abortion laws without the concern of running afoul of Roe. So basically half the country has trigger laws, which means that they are literally in effect right now. So as soon as this was announced, the trigger law takes place. So now half the country has banned abortion. Isn't that cool? So, okay, so half the country has banned people's control over their own bodies because these people said so. Why is Stephen Breyer laughing? Can we get like a fucking like what? This guy's like in the middle of a hearty chuckle. Almost half the states in the country are expected to outlaw or severely restrict abortion as a result of the Supreme Court's decision. Other states plan to maintain more liberal rules governing the termination of pregnancies. Again, I want to remind everyone, this is medieval. We are rolling the clock back hundreds of years in this country. The Supreme Court also ruled on this New York gun law that's over 100 years old. This shit's insane. And people are just like, oh yeah, the Snuggie guy said so. The guy wearing his bedsheet to work. He said so. The Constitution does not confer a right to abortion. Roe and Casey are overruled, and the authority to regulate abortion is returned to the people and their elected representatives. The people. Right, because the people in Texas control the government, right? That's why the party in power is trying to restrict minorities from being able to vote. And only having like one polling place in giant cities where millions of people live. Right? Because they care about the people. They want to be duly elected, right? $5 super chat from Andrew Kohler. 3 appointed by a guy who violated the 14th Amendment, Section 3. 2 appointed by a guy who was appointed other Snuggie wearers. Who was appointed other Snuggie wearers. 1 is married to Guinea. Goddamn Guinea. Don't even get me started on Guinea. Goddamn Guinea. Samuel Alito wrote the majority opinion that tossed out Roe. He was joined in the judgment by 5 other conservatives on the High Court. Again, like the High Court, yes! What the fuck? Is this 1743? Like talking to like British people? The High Court! Yes, everybody! What do the people at the High Court have to say? Like what? The High Court. This is 2022, not fucking 1622. Like, what the fuck is this bullshit with the goddamn High Court? Anyway. Is anything gonna happen? Is anything gonna happen? Who wants to bet? Who wants to place their bets? Will at least one thing happen? Will a Democrat do anything at all? I'm just curious. Joe Biden might release a strongly worded letter. If only people voted the other way. Well, they did. You know, Joe Biden, I'm going to get into this later, but Joe Biden loves to say, you got to vote blue. America did vote blue in 2000. And in 2016, Hillary Clinton won the popular vote. Al Gore won the popular vote and probably the electoral count, you know, but the Supreme Court weighed in on that, right? So, America did vote blue. It's just that our government is garbage and it doesn't matter what we vote for. So, I don't know, man. We're fucked. And again, I just want to be very clear. Just so that no one misunderstands me. We are fucked and not in the good dick way at all. This is, in fact, it's the opposite. Anyway, once again, this country is trying to create entire swaths of second-class citizens. Like, that's just what the goal is. If you are anything but a straight cisgender white man, probably a Christian, then they want to control you, and they will. And there's nothing you can do about it, because as a country, we're too lazy and stupid to do anything. We're just going to take it. We're going to slide into fascist rule. by a small group of people that are going to control everything. And we're fucked. It's just that simple. We're fucked. Do you think anyone's going to stop this? You think Joe Biden's going to... You think someone's going to run as a Democrat in somewhere, some district to stop anything at all? At all? You think America's going to revolt? No way. Nothing is going to happen. No one's going to save you. You're on your own. I don't know what to tell you. If you're gay, you're fucked. If you're trans, you're fucked. If you have a uterus, you're fucked. If you don't have a uterus, they're going to fuck you anyway. Provided you don't believe in their stupid fucking God. So we're fucked, folks. I don't know what to tell you. But, like, no one is going to help you. Nobody's even going to pretend to help you. It's over. It's done. Bye-bye. 3 strikes. We're out. America, rip. I don't know what to tell you. But what I do know what to tell you is that I have to go to the bathroom, so I'll be right back.
And then they have cans of soup. And they throw the cans of soup. That's better than a brick because you can't throw a brick, it's too heavy. But a can of soup, you can really put some power into that, right? And then when they get caught, they say, no, this is soup from my family. They're so innocent. This is soup from my family. It's incredible. And you have people coming over with bags of soup, big bags of soup, and they lay it on the ground, and the anarchists take it, and they start throwing it at our cops, at our police. And if it hits you, that's worse than a brick because it's got force. It's the perfect size. It's like made perfect. And when they get caught, they say, no, this is just soup from my family. And then the media says, this is just soup. These people are very, very innocent. They're innocent people. And then they have cans of soup. And they throw the cans of soup. That's better than a brick because you can't throw a brick. It's too heavy. But a can of soup, you can really put some power into that, right? And then when they get caught, they say, no, this is soup from my family. They're so innocent. This is soup from my family. It's incredible. And you have people coming over with bags of soup, big bags of soup, and they lay...
Is this thing on? Testing. All right. Oof. Jesus Christ, the sun is fucking getting bright out here. Okay. Hello, I'm back. Yes, so once again, this country, bye-bye, down the drain. Go fuck yourself. But wait, we're doing something. As a country, we are acting. We are making the change that we all want to see, folks. The United States isn't all bad. Because check this out. The FDA orders Juul to pull all of its vaping products from the U.S. market. Wow! So you can no longer get an abortion, right? Everyone's going to be concealed carrying weapons from now on. But you won't be able to get sick and die with your vapes anymore, so... Woo! The Food and Drug Administration has issued a marketing denial order to Juul, telling the company to remove its e-cigarettes from the U.S. marketplace, a decision that was promised to shake up the vaping market. The decision applies... I gotta fucking rub my eyeball. I got some shit in there. To all of their products currently marketed in the United States, the FDA said. So Juul is basically over. It's done. I've never used Juul. I think nicotine is cringe. That's just me. But I also grew up around people that would smoke around me all the time. So just thinking about it makes me shudder. But, you know, whatever. Citing the FDA's review of Juul, which accounts for the largest portion of U.S. e-cigarette market, FDA Commissioner Robert M. Califf stated, "We recognize these make up a significant part of market products, and many have played a disproportionate role in the rise of in youth vaping." Now, I'm not going to lie to you. I've never used Juul at all. But, like, this is dumb. Like, this is dumb. Like, this, I mean, again. Like, okay, if we're going to talk about things that the FDA should weigh in on, right? If we're going to talk about things that the FDA should be putting its hands in, Juul is at the bottom of my list. Like, first of all, we've got high fructose corn syrup, right? We've got many other things like these forever chemicals, the goddamn PFAS that we keep reading about. Should the FDA regulate PFAS? Well, and then also what's interesting is that they're targeting Juul specifically. So, like, it's one thing if there was, like, a ruling that said all vapes are banned. Why Juul specifically? I'm sure that there's a reason of some kind. But the FDA ruling sparks strong reactions from both sides. Ooh. Both sides. The decision comes nearly 2 years after Juul submitted its application to the FDA, hoping to continue selling its products. News of the FDA's decision initially emerged in preliminary reports on Wednesday. It was welcomed by the advocacy group Parents Against Vaping E-Cigarettes. Parents Against Vaping? Juul will finally be held accountable for creating the youth vaping epidemic and igniting a new industry of highly addictive flavored products that are harming millions of American kids. Now, again, I can't read this kind of shit without thinking, how many of these parents gave their kids juice boxes that have like 60 grams of high fructose corn syrup in it, right? Highly addictive flavored products that are harming millions. What about coffee? Should we ban all Starbucks because they have highly addictive caffeinated coffee? Flavored products, they usually put like, you know, whipped cream in that shit. Should we ban coffee? Should we ban Starbucks? At least be consistent. What about soda? Should we ban soda with caffeine in it? It's got sugar. It's got salt that dehydrates you, so you want more. It's got sugar that fucks up your liver. And it's got caffeine that makes you addicted to it and gives you a buzz. Should we ban soda? I'm just saying, the idea of banning Juul of all things? Like, this is like, again, that liberal kind of thing where it's like they make one really bad decision and then they're like, all right, we saved the kids? I don't know what to do with this strand of hair. But it's like, this is what they do. They just go like, all right, we banned Juul. The kids are safe. And then, of course, what's going to be the reaction to this? People are just going to be more likely to switch to smoking. So, and of course, like again, oh, we want to stop kids from getting sick from vaping. Great idea. How about we give them universal health care, as well as everyone universal health care? So if they did get a vaping addiction and they did get their health fucked up, that they can get the help that they need instead of wandering into a fucking hospital when they've got stage 4 lung cancer because they couldn't afford a checkup any sooner. So again, this country pretending that it cares about people, it's bullshit. They don't give a shit. They don't care. If they wanted you to be safe, happy, and healthy, they wouldn't ban just Juul and only Juul, and they wouldn't just let our healthcare system be so horrible as it is. Fucking Parents Against Vaping. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. I don't... Oh... The FDA's denial could signal a dramatic shift in how regulators view e-cigarettes. Their supporters credit Juul and other vape companies with offering addicted smokers a less harmful alternative to cigarettes. The FDA itself acknowledges that potential. In recent months, it has authorized other companies' vape devices and products, but only after the agency became convinced the companies are doing enough to steer clear of youths. I mean, should we ban alcohol? Like, I don't know. Like, what is... to me, this kind of shit is stupid. But also, I think vaping nicotine is also pretty stupid. Like, I'm going to be honest. Like, it's cringe. Like, I'm just saying, this is cringe. Like, if you're going to vape weed or something, bro. Like, at least get something. I know nicotine, like, some people get a buzz from it. I understand that. But it's like, it's gross. I don't know, man. It's just me, though. But anyway, so this is going to affect a lot of people, I'm sure. And it's just going to make the current administration less popular. I don't know. I don't see the point. I really don't see the point. Like, if the point is making sure kids don't get unhealthy things that are addictive, I got news for you. We should be taking a look at the cereal companies. Like, you know, we should be taking a look at, like, you know, all kinds of, like, you know, soda companies, you know, the whole industry behind, like, soda, juice boxes, you know. If that's our goal, to make sure kids don't get addicted to unhelpful compounds, I wouldn't start with Juul. I mean, I'm just letting you know, I would not start with Juul. I would probably end with Juul if I were to go on that crusade, but... whatever, man. Yeah, everyone go see if you can still buy Juuls. Well, you know, I'm sure not every store has gotten the order yet, but this fucking strand. Folks, I don't know if you've seen it, but once again, it wouldn't be a show if I didn't mention Cooking with the Goddamn Bitch. You gotta go watch the latest step. Check it out, motherfuckers. Check it out, motherfuckers. Look at this. Look at what's on this table right now. Look at that. You missed this if you haven't seen it yet. So go check it out. Let's see, what else do we have here? All right, I want to talk about this gun ruling. So the Supreme Court has been basically going on a little bit of a rampage when it comes to the destruction of this country. And yesterday, this came out. The Supreme Court's new gun ruling means virtually no gun regulation is safe. So I'm going to read a little bit of this, and I've got Joe Biden's response to this, which is, in my opinion, pretty funny. The Supreme Court's 6-3 decision in New York State Rifle and Pistol Association v. Bruin is a devastating decision for anyone who cares about reducing gun violence. It massively expands the scope of the Second Amendment, abandons more than a decade of case law governing which guns are permitted by the Constitution, and replaces the case law with a new legal framework that, as Justice Stephen Breyer writes in dissent, imposes a task on the lower courts that judges cannot easily accomplish. The immediate impact of Bruin is that handguns, which are responsible for the overwhelming majority of gun murders in the United States, are likely to proliferate on many American streets. That's because Bruin strikes the types of laws that limit who can legally carry handguns in public, holding that the Second and 14th Amendment protects an individual's right to carry a handgun for self-defense outside the home. So basically, what this is saying, and of course we got to wait for the domino effect of other court cases, right, to confirm it. But what this is signaling is that you could theoretically concealed carry in any country or in any state in the country because it's your right. If New York can't restrict your right, why would Massachusetts be able to restrict your right to defend yourself outside the home? We're basically turning this country into like the Wild West, you know, but like the imagined Western movie Wild West, right, that didn't actually exist, right? Where it's like everyone's having like duels in the street, and it's like, I'm gonna shoot you not if I shoot you first, right? Like, do you ever think about the concept of the duel? Like, that's some weird shit. So like, okay, you're gonna do like the 20 paces thing, and you're just trusting that your opponent's not gonna do 19 paces and turn around and kill you? Like, you're taking that on faith. You've already said, oh, I'm gonna go into a duel. One of us is going to get shot and killed. I'm gonna trust my opponent to not break the rules. I mean, Jesus Christ, man, duels, some of the dumbest fucking shit in the world. Right, but again, that's where we're going back into. The case involves a 109-year-old New York state law which requires anyone who wishes to carry a handgun in public, whether openly or concealed, to demonstrate proper cause. Which means, again, they need a permit, a concealed carry permit, which the Supreme Court has basically just said you don't need a concealed carry permit. So again, this just applies to New York right now, theoretically. But again, you could probably go ahead if you live in any other state, maybe get caught with it, hire a lawyer. The lawyer's going to cite this as precedent and might go to the Supreme Court, and then, they might double down on it. That's typically how this kind of stuff goes. But I want to read Joe Biden's response, because this is incredible. Statement by President Joe Biden on Supreme Court ruling on guns. I'm deeply disappointed by the Supreme Court's ruling in New York, blah, blah, blah. Since 1911, the state of New York has required individuals who would like to carry a concealed weapon in public to show that they need to do so for purposes of self-defense and to acquire a license. More than a century later, the United States Supreme Court has chosen to strike down New York's long-established authority to protect its citizens. This ruling contradicts both common sense and the Constitution and should deeply trouble us all. In the wake of the horrific attacks in Buffalo and Uvalde, as well as the daily acts of gun violence that do not make national headlines, we must do more as a society, not less, to protect our fellow Americans. I will remain committed to doing everything in my power to reduce gun violence and make our community safer. I've already taken more executive actions to reduce gun violence. Oh, great. More than any other president during the first year in office. Well, I don't know what to tell you. But I don't know, like Joe Biden, you're not in your first year of office. Unless he's just counting all the things that were done before January 20th. I don't know. It's a weird thing to say, considering we're a year and a half in. And I will continue to do all I can, blah, blah, blah. I urge states to continue to enact and enforce common sense laws to make their citizens, we're trusting the cops to enforce, the shadow law? Okay. All right. As the late Justice Scalia the Second Amendment is not absolute. For centuries, states have regulated who may purchase or possess weapons, the types of weapons they may use, and blah, blah, blah. I call on Americans across this country to make their voices heard on gun safety. Lives are on the line. So that last line is really insane to me. Because once again, let me remind you who gave us the Supreme Court. George W. Bush, who lost an election in 2000, but he became president anyway, installed some of these people. Donald Trump, who did not win the popular vote in 2016 and lost in 2020 epic style. But Donald Trump gave us 3 of these motherfuckers. So 2 presidents that both lost the popular vote nominated Supreme Court justices that were confirmed by a minority party that gained control with 40 million less votes in the Senate. So I just want to be very clear. Assuming the Democratic stance on gun control is to be trusted, right? Assuming that, if people vote for Democrats, they are aware of their gun stances. America already made their voices heard in 2000. They made their voices heard and voted for Al Gore. But, didn't care. Americans already made their voices heard in 2016 and voted for Hillary Clinton. But, the Electoral College and, blah, And remember when Democrats were running in 2020 and saying that they're going to do Electoral College reform? What happened to Electoral College reform? The fact that Joe Biden's going to come up here and say, please vote blue, and not advocate simultaneously for Electoral College reform, that's insane to me. That's insane. This is crazy. Democrats are crazy. They don't know what the fuck's going on here. They literally still think that one day the fever will break. This is like when a motherfucker gets a heart attack while driving 80 miles an hour and then their heart gives out, but there's 4 other people in the car. What do you do during that situation? Because that's us. We're in the car. Joe Biden passed the fuck out, and the only one who's thinking about grabbing the wheel is your shit-fuck Republican dad, who voted for Ronald Reagan, 20 times, in his dreams, because he loves him that much. You know what I mean? We're fucked. They're just going to tell you to do this abstract thing, vote Democrat. And not at all try to even solve the problems. How would you solve this? Pack the court, expand the court? That's one solution. Reform the Electoral College or abolish it. There you go. Another one. If we wanted to get a little bit more radical, abolish the Senate if we want to steer in our radicalism, uncap the House. Did you know that the House of Representatives being capped at 435 members is a joke? They made it up. It's not in the Constitution. We should have, like, I think over 1,000 members of the U.S. House. But in the early 20th century, they passed legislation that caps the number of representatives at 435. There were supposed to be more districts added as the population increases. So we could uncap the House, expand the House, and that would probably help Democrats. Right? So again, but this country just doesn't give a shit. They don't care at all. No one in this country gives a fuck, except for the fascists that are trying to destroy the world. And again, the purpose of this is they want everyone to walk around with guns. They want everyone to shoot each other. Then they're going to say, oh, look, there's so much crime. Look at the crime. Look at the crime. And then they're going to say, vote for me to stop the crime. They're going to say, oh, law and order, law and order. And that's going to inch us closer to the fascist state. So, and then Joe Biden's response is, make your voices heard. Motherfucker, we've been making our voices heard for the last 20 fucking years. It's your turn. Anyway, it's 10:57. Holy shit. All right, I think that'll be it for news today. Feeling so defeated? I don't know. Like, I wish I could go out there and be helpful, but I don't know. I don't know what to do in this scenario. I don't know what is even possible. Like, the only thing I can think of is, like, mass shutdown of the economy, general strike. Right? But that's not going to happen. You think Americans are going to go on a general strike over Roe v. Wade? No. Americans don't. That's the problem with Americans, is like, there's a good, like, majority of Americans that care about issues a little bit and know that something is wrong. But, like, of that group, like, none of them care enough to actually do anything about it. Did I see Ecuador? No. I've never left the country, so I haven't seen any country besides. I guess technically I've seen Canada. I went to the U.S. side of the Niagara Falls thing. My mom took me there, so I've seen Canada. But that's about it. Remember when we tried to make Cuba a state but stopped because it was more important to keep it in place to skirt anti-slavery laws? I gotta look into that more. Hello, Chipotle man. I mean, massive protests, right? Like, okay, let's walk through this one. You remember, like, the women's march or whatever? They had, like, 1 million motherfuckers. What happened? Nothing. Nothing happened, right? So we're going to get more than 1 million? What if we got 2 million? Would something happen? Like, what is the magic number of protesting? That, you know, like 5 million? 10 million? Like, what is the number that we're going to need? 30 million people marching on Washington or something? And then if those 30 million people are just willing to leave when the cops say, all right, we're curfew in place, we're shutting down, and then those 30 million people leave. I don't know, man. Like, I'm not trying to be a doomer. I'm just, you know, I'm leaning in that direction lately, unfortunately. But, like, I'm all for the protesting. I would join. I'm right there with them. But, like, does anyone think Americans have this resources required, both, like, mentally and physically, to do anything like this? I don't know, man. What we need is for everyone to stop paying taxes. That's one way. Fuck them. Don't pay your taxes. Don't go to work. But, like, again, you need to have enough people do that to reach some critical mass. And that's not going to happen. Like, that's the thing. We can make our suggestions, but none of them are going to happen. Confederate flag. I've seen Confederate flags in New Jersey. Like, motherfucker, like, what? You know, like, these people are just stupid. I don't want to depress everyone. I wish I could find out a way. But if you don't want to be depressed, watch Cooking with the Bitch. Watch it. Check this out. Look. Look at this. Watch it. It's a good video. Watch all of them. There's 19 of them, motherfucker. 19 of these videos. That's like a whole day. Each one's like around 20 to 30 minutes. Some of them are shorter. That's like a whole day. You could sit down, drink a couple of fucking brewskis, and watch Cooking with the Bitch all day. Get high and cry while watching the Cooking with the Bitch show. I'm trying my best here to provide some entertaining entertainment. How many people have liked this Cooking with the Bitch program? Motherfucker. We got more likes for Above It All right now than Cooking with the Bitch. Go in there and watch. Learn something. Here's the thing. Here's the thing, okay, motherfucker? 95% of Americans don't eat fiber. The minimum recommended intake of fiber. 88% of Americans have a form of metabolic syndrome. Americans are sick. And why? Because we eat garbage. So anyone who's trying to, oh, I'm a revolutionary. I'm going to go out and protest. Motherfucker, you couldn't walk half a mile without needing your fucking, you know. So I'm just saying, the first step to being a revolutionary, the most radical things you can do in society are to not be beholden to food addictions. Now again, I'm just saying, right? Like, America, the country, the state, does not want citizens that are capable of feeding themselves, cooking for themselves, understanding their own body, understanding their health. They want to keep this information from you. So, you know, if you need another reason to watch a cooking show, there's your reason. So, just throwing that out there. Just throwing it out there. I'm fucking hungry, by the way. You don't even want to know. I got fucked up yesterday. On drugs. Hate those. And as a result, I am hungry. I don't know how else to explain it. Yeah, so got any leftovers? None of that soup. I ate the rest of that the other day. But I have some leftovers. I'm demoing some new dishes, so. Oh yeah, the litter hack. Hold up, let me go to your bullshit. This asshole, this steaming pile of shit known as the litter hack, Check this out. I just want to say, this is probably the best picture you've drawn of me, too. I look very angry. Well, angry and confused. I think you did a good job. So there you go. The goddamn litter hack. Oh boy. I love being able to just say something stupid and then that happens, you know? Like step 1, say something stupid. Step 2, this. You know, it's just great. Yeah, so my show's pretty much over, folks. I don't want to, you know, doing a short one today just because I'm hungry. I gotta fucking, I'm thinking about mowing the grass today. You ever mow the grass? Does anyone ever do this shit? And then, like, what happens? It just grows right back. What the fuck? What? You mow some motherfucking grass. And then it just comes back. What a stupid system. Anyway, that's my show. Thank you all for watching. I do appreciate it. Oh, you're gonna power wash the driveway. There we go. Mowed the grass while listening to AIA. Now that's a world that we should all aspire to be living in. All right, y'all. Once again, it's the weekend. Yeah!
I liked beer. I still like beer. But I did not drink beer to the point of blacking out.
Early in the morning, they went to the table with the black robe, the black shield, and they pulled out the votes. Those votes.
Here I am, Nancy Pelosi, saying this country needs a strong Republican Party, and we do.
Pokemon Go, but I try to figure out how we get them to have Pokemon go to the polls.
But the
Real problem is that our leaders are dumb. Dumb. So dumb.